if anyone would like to see, this is a burlap, and I did a W on it for our last names. That's done freehand with a black fabric marker, and I have to go over it every summer. But then, actually, every summer, get new flowers and glue to the back of it and make like a little flower halo around it for the porch. And there's my welcome sign, and there's my cow skull that I haven't painted. And get out of my house and pursue. This is my big rooster planter that my mother-in-law got me a few years ago. I love this. She got it a few years ago for me. David made this for me. Let's cut apart. David made this for me several years ago, and I always put the little one beside it. And on the side, it used to say Sea Rock City, but I painted over it. So, this was my homemade present from my daughter this Christmas, because we had to do at least one homemade present to each other. And she cross-stitched me this chicken. She knows how to cross-stitch and she knows how to sew. But she cross-stitched me this chicken, left in its thing, and made it an ornament. But I hung it on my plant, just so I could have it year-round. This is dusty as I get out, but this is a little tiny gourd turned into a bluebird. And then this is an old Christmas ornament with the kids in it that I paid for when they were in daycare. And during the night, my copper wire lights that are solar powered, the charger stays in the window, they come on and light up across my whatnot shelf. This is the first really big quilt that my mother made, and it needs to be cleaned. It's got some stains and stuff on it, like it's been well loved. This was, this is a quilt top under there that is just scrap quilt top that I've got to have quilted, that I've been working on for somebody. This was my Christmas present a couple years ago. It is one of those quilt as you go. It is quilted through to the other side, so the batting and stuff, you don't do it, you do it, you quilt as you go, so it's all in there, and you do it as you go. And those are Hayley's that I showed you the other day. And then this is Hayley's hand quilted Cowboy quilt, and it's just blue on the other side. That is one of the first things I laced, and it is a mink, and it was roadkill that David found. And I don't know, I think the batteries are almost dead, but I normally hide this. But yeah, as you can still see, if I turn the light off, if I turn the lights off, it's still just barely, it got some battery left in it. But it's really pretty when I need to replace the little circular batteries that go in here. And normally I have that hidden behind his tail. I did that turkey fan myself. I did a heart. It says the waters, and it's got sheep and a salt box house on it. I love salt box houses. This is the otter that I've got to hang up on the wall. I've got to get him hung up. This is the oldest deer in our house. He was a grandpa. My favorite picture of my husband is, let me get an angle where you can't see me, was a hog hunting, well, there's no way you really can't see me, was a hog hunting photo. And if you look, they got this hog, and he was the guide for the man, but the guy wanted to take a picture of him to remember this, because it was a really awesome hunt. That hog really gave everybody a run for the money. And look at the hunting dog looking up at my husband like, I love you. We did it. We got the hog. I love you. I love that dog. His name was Ben. This to date is my son's nicest deer that he's ever harvested. I think he was 13 or 14 at the time. If you look behind him, there's an old slave wall. And then a barbed wire fence has been built on top of it. But there's an old slave wall. And that was one of the parts where it had been kind of knocked down. But there was a slave wall all the way around this cattle farm property that my ex-husband's family owned, and my son would go down there and deer hunt, and that by far is one of the most mature, beautiful big bucks that ever came out of that little dinky county in Tennessee. Normally the dogs are tiny like collie dogs, and that puppy was big. Matter of fact, hang on. Yeah, matter of fact, there he is now. He lives with me until Lane can safely get him moved into wherever they end up. Right now they're renting the lower side of a little like 2-part cabin, so they don't have a lot of room. So he's with me until Lane can take him home. And I'm sorry my hands are shaking. This front coming in is making me absolutely horrible today. But there he is on the wall, and beautiful animal. Somebody has perched on the back of the sofa. Are you having a good day? I know Mommy's slow today, and you've been very upset with Mommy because Mommy's slow today. Are you having a good day? Do you feel the weather coming in? You do, don't you? Yeah, it's gonna snow like 3 to 4 inches tonight, maybe more. And then as soon as it's gonna show up, it's gonna leave because it's gonna get warm again. Say, aren't I a handsome 9-year-old Pug Shih Tzu Brussels Griffin Hunts 57? Aren't I pretty? And it's warm enough here that he's on the back of the couch because his fur blanket's too warm for him today. It is warm. It's like 64 here right now. In Memphis, it is like 30. So it's moving in quick. It's moving in fast. And oh my gosh, do I feel it. These are my favorite curtains. They remind me of my grandma's curtains. I need to fluff them. And up there at the very top, I have a sign, but you can't see it because my curtains are so fluffy, that says, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." So, it's been one of those days. Oscar's like, let's go take a nap. Let's go, Mommy, let's go see-peas and take a nap. You want to go see-peas and take a nap? I want to go see-peas. I know you do. Mommy does too. She's just trying to walk some stiffness out of her back, honey. Give Mommy just a minute. So, behind my lamppost, which I need to do something with this lamppost because it does not fit the rest of my house, are the pictures of my children. There is my daughter's high school senior photo. She's beautiful. And that's her baby picture. A little bit grumpy guess. But that is her high school photo, her senior photo. And then above that is, let me see if I can move, is Lane's senior photo. And there's his baby photo. Isn't he precious? Those are my beautiful babies. Best thing I ever did in my life was have my babies. And behind this huge 3-shade lamp, which I only have one of them turned on right now, is a ginormous beaver hoop that has no real other decoration. It's just a giant beaver hoop. And it takes up about 1/3 of this wall in my living room. Let me back up and I'll show you. Yep, see? Wasn't lying. There it is. There's my bobcat. There's David's big old buck. I've got 2 canoe shelves. I've got a raccoon pelt that's currently listed and waiting for somebody to purchase. And this is my favorite family photo of us. We were on vacation. Here's my fox squirrel that's in a grapevine wreath. And he's just gotten started. He's got gray and black felt behind him because I've got to add more. And probably add some more, actually some more furs. Possibly a coyote face. Maybe even some rabbit fur. I don't know exactly what he wants to become. He hasn't told me yet, so I've left him unfinished, and I look at him every day and go, please tell me what you want to be. I need to know so I can finish you. But he hasn't told me yet, so we're just dealing with it. And this is a probably 2.5 foot by 3.5 foot butterscotch and white professionally tanned goat hide. And so if anybody's interested in that, let me know. This sucker's huge. Takes up a whole lot of my wall, and it's probably 2.5 feet to 3 feet at the widest with its legs out, and 3.5 feet from its butt up to its head. So, but it's beautiful. The butterscotch color is beautiful. Okay, so here is the artwork by Patrick Lemieux, and as you can see, it is signed. It is Freddy in his pleated angel shirt back in the 70s with the big glove on, the half mic. I think it's either based off of the Christmas special they did, The Night at the Odin, or the other one, I can't remember, the Rainbow. But I can't remember which because I'm drawing a blank right now. But isn't he beautiful? Right here is part of a 6-page spread that was in a Puerto Rico newspaper about Freddy. I only did the spread that had a picture of me. She took a picture of my tattoos that were not even finished and put me in there. I had to sign a waiver, and then she quoted me. So, like, yeah, my tattoos are totally famous in Puerto Rico. But I have it framed, and I actually had her send a copy and framed it for my tattoo artist as well. Very nice. Nice memory. This is the Brian May Another World, the album poster that I spoke about. You don't see it a lot. It is full size. It is huge. It's in the big poster frame. It's got my favorite artwork from Brian May. And I actually have the little book that goes with it. I've got it framed, and it's behind something for safekeeping. So, in here is just some of my Queen stuff and a walker. I have a lot of Queen stuff, a lot of books, a lot of Funko Pops. I've got the Queen 3D, and I've got the signed Brian May signature that goes with it. I've got one of the Freddy statues. A friend purchased this for me when she went to Montreux for Freddy's birthday bash. And she bought me one of these, and it took forever to get to me. There is a hat from the opening night of Bohemian Rhapsody in London. She walked the purple carpet. And, oh, that's dirty glass. That is one of the first printings of the small Bohemian Rhapsody records. It's one of the small ones, not the big John ones. I won that at a raffle at a Queen convention. This is Peter Freestone. That's Phoebe. That's my friend Phoebe. He was Freddy's personal assistant and took care of him for the last 12 years of his life. This is his royal recipe. I always tell him that I think he's just being nice to me. He's not really. I was like, we're not really friends. You're just nice to me because you're a super nice man. And so when he signed this one to me, he put, to Elizabeth, my friend. So, yeah, and that was July 28th of 18. I miss him because of the Rona. I haven't been able to see him. We haven't had any conventions in North America, and I miss him so much. I have a bow wrap teddy bear from the Queen store in London, and then Kim bought me this little dog that looked like Oscar with a crown on it for Christmas one year, and I love it, so it stays in my Queen shelf. I've got watches, shot glasses, pins, discontinued pins, Las Vegas pins. I've got everything, and bracelets, and mostly it's from raffles or things that I've picked up at conventions. This is actually 2 cow jaws basically cemented together and then leather wrapped with a dream catcher woven in the middle with peacock feathers, and this belongs to Country Christian Priscilla. And when we finally get her here to visit, this will go home with her. It's heavy. I will never ship it, but it's hers. I'm saving it for her. And when she comes to visit, she gets to take it home with her. But it's beautiful. I hand painted it and made every bit of that. This is one of my favorite album covers. This is from Miracle, and I love the way that they blend all their faces together. And this was basically in every office that I've had when I counseled. And there's another picture of me and Phoebe. There's the booklet that goes with the poster, that goes with Brian May's release of Another World, one of his solo releases. Still my favorite artwork, and there's much more in the book, but I never take it out. I want to keep that forever and keep it in the best condition possible. Some actual pictures that I've actually purchased. They're not like repros, they're actual pictures from the artist that took them, and they sold them at the convention, so I bought a few of the prints because he doesn't ever make copies, and so I have, those are his originals. He still has the old 35mm negatives, but I have those. And this is Fallen, but this is from their tour in Sydney. There was a fan club member that I knew very well that his wife was having surgery and he needed money and he needed to part with this. I had it kind of verified by some people that knew Brian and was in the biz, and so it's got Roger and Ryan's signature on it, and I've got it in a on this wall so the sun doesn't hit it, and I've got it in a protective sleeve. If anyone would like to see my grandparents, that is my mom's mom, Granny, that my mom is taking care of right now. And this is my dad's mom, my grandma Jessie. And these are my 2 kids and my brother's 2 kids when they were babies. And I think I think we had 2 more Christmases with Grandma Jessie after this. And then she passed away. And of course, Granny's now fixing to turn 91, and Mom still takes care of her. Okay, they're so dusty in there, but this is a cast iron stag candle holder, and I got it at an antique shop. I love it. This is what my one of my little bonus children in Iowa got me for Christmas, and you crank it, and well, hang on, let's see if I can do this. Geez, hang on just a second. Let's see if I can do this. As if nothing really matters. And then I've got my oils and stuff and some of my fingernail polishes back there. And this was a carving a little kid made for me when I was 26 and worked as a wilderness camp counselor. And he was so proud that he could actually just put initials into a piece of wood. And I've kept that ever since. And I think about him a lot and I wish him well. And these are David's Viking, the little skinny ones, are the Viking beads for his big goatee that I'm trying to talk him into letting me put in his beard. So please, everybody, tell him to let me put those in his beard. But isn't that cast iron stag candelabra, is that not gorgeous? Man, I need to dust. But that is gorgeous. There's my giant plant that I'm going to be providing people babies of to put in their planters if they purchase them, because it grows so fast I can't make it stop. So I have to just keep it trimmed. And this is what Kim got me for Christmas last year. It says, "We are best friends because everyone else sucks." It hasn't found its place it wants to live in my house yet, so I keep it propped to my kitchen window. And y'all, the blue sky is now starting, look how dirty my windows are. It's now starting to get the clouds rolling in. And I keep prisms in my window to cast rainbows when the sun shines. Look, y'all. It's David as a baby. He still had them rounded shoulders and biceps even when he's little. Look at that, isn't he precious? There's Hayley when she was probably 5, showing her spotted saddle pony. As hard as it is to believe, that is my senior photo. Look how dusty that shelf is. That is my senior photo. Hard as it is to believe, that is my senior photo from high school. So ignore the magnet strip. I bought that so that David could take it out and put some of his fleshing knives, hang them up on the wall in his building. That's an old candle holder that it has fallen, and I've been it back. It needs to be dusted so bad in there. Fixing to use those antlers plus one more to make a hanging lamp. Not for sale, because I need one. We've got wood in because, oh, here goes. We've got wood in because we're going to have 3 to God knows how many inches of snow tonight. So I've got wood in right now. It's still like 60. But as soon as it starts really dropping, I'm going to have to build a fire. And that's why I'm sitting in a chair. I've got a chair in here to do that. That is an old stool. I don't know where we got it. But I keep it and I use it as a little table because I like the way it looks. And I can hang my deer antlers onto it. And then above it is a old 6-point skull cap. It my husband found it when he was ginsenging. It's actually a pretty big 6-point. It's a pretty doggone big 6-point for the area, and it had probably been laying out for at least one season, one winter, because it had been nibbled on and eaten on by squirrels, because squirrels will eat shed antlers for the calcium and the minerals. And then I just put some greenery in it to cover the skull that was, because it's just barely got a skull cap holding it together, and I put the light under it to accentuate it. That's one of my favorite things in my entire house. I love that 6-point, and he just found it one day when he was ginsenging. This is one of my home interiors that my grandma gave me. I don't have room for many because my house is so small and I have so much else that I like to hang up. That is a winter scene with a deer trying to graze outside of a cabin by a very almost frozen stream. I love the colors in that. It goes really well in my bedroom. And because I have a patchwork deer silhouette coverlet. My bed is not made, so I'm not going to show you right now. But that's one of my favorite things, and I keep it hung up. But when Lane gets to where he's going, that will go with Lane. That is something that I have given to him. I don't know what I'm going to put behind my stove after that, because this is right behind my wood stove. So who knows? It'll have to be wood stove friendly though, because we're right behind the wood stove. Look where the creosote has dripped down the pipe. Now, y'all, my bed frame is homemade, because we like to have a high bed, because it's easier for me to get to slide in and slide out of than to crawl down and try to stand up out of. This is David's side of the bed. My book's even kind of spread over to his side of the bed. But I wanted to show you, Ignore My Book, A Way of Being by Carl Rogers. I could read that every day. This is something that Lane made his dad for Father's Day. So he made this for David, and he wanted to clarify that you have never been a stepdad. Even before you adopted me, you have never been a stepdad, because you're the best dad, because you still wanted these crazy kids even after you met them. And that was one of the first things that David probably just about cried over when Lane gave him for Father's Day. And that's so sweet. Hanging under all the jewelry that I used to use for my cord outfits, there is a line of trees. It's a vinyl cutout on a piece of tin. One of the trees is down, and it says, "Who cut one?" Cute piece of art. It's got all my sun hats on it for summertime. David loves that. It's a great laugh. I need to move it to where it can be seen better. But we love that. We had a friend make that for us for Christmas one year. Hilarious. And so this is the willow, part of the willow that David actually went and harvested for me. And I've got a bucket, a Tupperware of water, so I can soak them. I've got my ash bucket ready to go because it's going to snow. This is the top of our back porch, and I need to paint this and paint the tape and paint the grass strings, and probably go over, and I'm just going to paint, I'm going to put masking tape over all the bulbs and paint everything brown. But this is a little chandelier that at night comes on and kind of lights our back porch up. I made that from my back door. Says, "Welcome. Be ready to talk about Freddy, or don't ring the bell." I made it to sell, but I liked it so much I kept it. I have got 2 arrows that one of my bonus kids bought me. I've got a hog head that's got one of those bio lights that goes through different colors. And I've got a painted cow skull with peacock feathers that also has a light beneath it that cycles through all the different colors. And then I've got a window that I think I got for $3 at a yard sale. And I painted it a big sunflower, a sheep with a rooster on its back with a star on its hip, and it says, "Welcome, friends." And so, guys, that's kind of my house. I don't have a very big house. It's small. But I like small houses because it means that your family is right on top of each other and you have to know each other. I need to cut that string off my curtains. That sign actually says "Happiness is Homemade." I love this little light. You can charge it just like you charge a phone. and it's great if the power goes out, so I'm going to be charging it just in case the snow falls and we end up needing that in the bathroom. The love seat pretty much belongs to Oscar. I keep his blanket there. I do have the disinfectant armor on, so I have to wipe him down ever so often. But Oscar pretty much owns the love seat. There's my walker with the big wreath in it. My door panel that I finally made to go over my glass. My stars from my little coat hanger, but I've got a lot of pelts up there too, but my quilt holder, my corner hutch, which you can't really see, and my hanging plants. And I've got the windows, the curtains pulled. David brought in some caffeine home today. I've been drinking Gatorade and water because I just cannot take anything else. But I need to clean my bookshelves too, but I sit here a lot and watch TV and crochet, or I sit in the recliner and I watch TV and crochet. I'm probably going to sit there later and make the pom-poms for that mini possum. And then there's my bear, Lane's deer, Dave's deer, and the otter that I've got to get hung up. That's Paddington. So I know Mommy's not feeling good, and I'm old, and I feel the weather coming in too. So y'all, it's gonna be nap time, and I actually think I'm gonna make him get up and go. Oh, the phone's ringing, and go to bed. Right, Udi? We gonna go sippies? Say thank you for viewing our home with us. And just wanted to end on mine and David's wedding photo. Yes, I've changed a lot. I was healthy. David's not changed that much. He's grown a lot of facial hair. And I think he's gotten, I think he's turned into more of a more ruggedly handsome kind of guy. He looks out of sort in black slacks and a button-up. Bless his heart. But that was our wedding. We were married at a log cabin church. And it was beautiful. And it was a small, intimate ceremony. I even made my bouquet. And my mother made my dress. So thank you for joining me on this little tour. It's given me something to get up to make me do and make my muscles work and kind of work a lot of the soreness out. But now I'm going to have to take a nap because I feel the snow. And then perhaps later when the storm sets in, I may get up, watch it, and work on that possum. But that's my favorite photo of me and David together.